4 to 5 minutes late. Nobody do it how he does it. I need to, as you all know, I need to check. That badger's out, Chris. The badger is out. I don't know if it's in and on and over here, but we'll only know when this kicks in or somebody tells me that there is sound. So I have to check on the phone. One day, like I say, in every single week, one day I will not have to check, so I'll just trust the system. But Real Madrid have scored. So Man City are out. That was a anticlimax, wasn't it, for everybody involved? But we are in. We've noticed that we're in and on and over here, so let's go. Just might as well talk about his goal while it gets pumped forward for Mbappe. Is it bursting forward? Mbappe is rapid. Bit of pressure on Stones. Lobs Ederson. Man City is shit. 4-2 on aggregate. That's them out. Is it still away goals in Champions League, or does that not bother? Is that not a thing anymore? What a start that is. Guardiola, man. Ball getting pumped forward and getting done like that. Loudy loud. Yes, Marcus. Yes, Chris Gill. I hope you're wide awake, mate. Joe Deppy. Mingy. 66 last week. AOP now. What's good? I'm on Andy in and on and over here. Ian Bannister. Pascal strikes twice. Get up. Still not got over that. Been watching every single angle, every single fan cam, every single... I mean, to be fair, I've watched that much Leeds United Sunderland stuff that the Sunderland stuff starts pop. The Sunderland stuff... I can't talk. The Sunderland stuff has started popping up on my algorithm on YouTube, which has been doing my head in a little bit. Because with the greatest respect to Sunderland, I don't really want to watch their podcasts. I don't much care. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't really bother me. You know, I just don't want to watch them. So... It's been like I've been clicking on thinking, is this a Leeds thing? And then no, it's just some people chatting shit about the Sunderland game. But yeah, my brother's feature in loads of the in videos because he gets right up front and he's like mounting this fella in front of him. No mercy, absolutely no mercy on him. May God rest his soul. I don't know if he made it through that night, but I'm sure he did. It was absolute scenes as we spoke about, but just literally like survival of the fittest, every man for themselves. There's some. Have you seen the ones where like people are like on the back and they're just laid across the seats and stuff? Everybody were getting pushed from pillar to post, so they were pushed from pillar to post. Yes, hi Jack and hi to all who smashed the like button. Yes, yo. If you can smash a like for us, guys, it massively helps. The live from yesterday, guys, went crazy, so thank you very much, Lee. I think it ended up like on about 250 likes and like I think got about 1,700 views or something, you mad heads. So it peaked at like 153 people in the room at once, which is got to be some form of a record for me, I reckon. Although I don't know that for certain because I don't particularly check, but I know it's high for me. So yes, legendary MVGA up crew. What's good, brother? Joe Depp, what about those that haven't smashed the like? AO does not say hi to anybody that hasn't smashed the like. AO gets the likes in and on and over here. Yes, Mingy. Yes, Art Style Images. Get up, Chava. Love it. Andy Rowe, did you agree immediately with Farker's 71-minute substitutions? He's straight in here. Joe Depp's not having none of it. Bring on the blades. Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. AO takes no prisoners for them people that aren't liked. Nobody do it how we does it. Jack, because of your dislike of things, I've changed from Scotch to Irish whiskey. Well, I don't even know if I've ever had Scotch, but I think Irish whiskey is... I only have it when I'm particularly drunk and a shot of it or 2 shots of it. My brother once wrote me off in Dublin with a whiskey because he was bullying me. And we were playing a game. We were going on a stag do, and I might as well have got on a flight simulator. But before we do that story, you know what time it is. We've not introduced him yet, and it's appalling behaviour. So we'll move back to get his greatness in. Get that badger in and on and over here. He's in, he's on, he's over, he's here. Every time I go on Joe's show, there's calls for the badger to be called in. I won't do it on Joe's show. I find it disrespectful to my man. Well, I would if I deemed it necessary, but there is a line. I do go on Joe's show and try and be respectful as possible. I don't want to start being like, oh, fucking get badgery. That's why I wanted to give the shout out to the lads in White Hart that I saw before game on Monday night, but it's just not appropriate. I will do anything on this one, but not, I'm not going to go on Joe's show and start being like talking to chat and shit. Do you know what I mean? So I don't even, very rarely do I even have the chat on, because I can sort of view. I just go in, doesn't matter, but I can either view the chat or not, and I very rarely view the chat on the basis that it probably puts me off. And if somebody's giving me shit on there, I'll be like, and it might trigger me, and I might get in and on and over there with it, and I don't want it. So, on the substitutions, while we are, tell the drunken story actually first. Chris Gill, I've changed from milk to Coke. Is that, providing that's not got anything in it, providing it's not, I don't know, whiskey and milk, which I can't imagine being great, but hold on, MVG. I had Irish on the golf course. A single malt was so smooth, not normally a fan. Yeah, I can't do it. It's, as I say, it's wrote me off every time I've ever had it, but I'm always had it when I'm boozed up. But basically, we were playing a drinking game that I wasn't really involved in. There was only 3 of us left in this stag do. It all like it does. It had got fragmented, but I might as well have just got on a flight simulator, because I've been back to Dublin since, to be fair. So I went last year. Yes, James said they were going to tune in to smash my algorithm up. So thank you for that. Probably ruined it for me. It will have like a 30-second viewership average time. But yeah, I went to Dublin on a flight simulator, got off, don't remember a place that I went, and then funnily enough I went last year, and I did sort of pick it back up, and I was trying to piece together. We were there for 2 days, but the second day was a write-off. It was so bad. But basically the game was, and it wasn't a game, it was ridiculous, but we were stealing it. They had this bowl of fruit on the bar, and you picked up, like, my brother John kept picking an orange up, and there were only 3 of us left, like I say, my mate and John, and you had to throw the orange, and if you dropped the orange, you had to have a double whiskey. But I was so sure that this double whiskey were going to write me off, and I absolutely did not want it in. I thought, I'm going to focus all my being on catching this orange. And this is where the bullying part comes in. Because I would never say, I've been bullied in that scenario. But my brother's a big lad and he wasn't having it. And he kept dropping it. So we were having all these double whiskies and my mate kept dropping it. And I wouldn't drop the soap, as it were. That's how serious I was about catching this orange. So he threw it at my knees, which was an unavoidable, there were no stipulation to the rules, because really, if I'd have been thinking straight, we'd have made some form of rules. I know drinking games have very few rules. The idea is you get drunk with drinking games. But I was already drunk, so horrendously drunk. And I think I've said this before, but I went to Dublin not really drunk Guinness. And I was drinking it even in the airport, Leeds Bradford. Drunk it all day, all into at night. And then I woke up in the morning so ill, I was like, I threw up that night. I never throw up, but I threw up my mate bought me a KFC bargain bucket and I threw up into it. That's how bad I was. He like put it in front of me and it went everywhere. But what was my point? I can't remember what my point was. Much like, forgetting what I was on about. It's basically what happened in Dublin. But yeah, enough of that story. I don't need it. But whiskey's not the one for me, basically, is what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, I woke up in the morning, and I found out of about 15 lads that had gone, about 7 of them weren't drinking Guinness anyway. They said they don't like it, so they're drinking lager. So I'd have been all right on lager. 10 pints of Guinness when you've never had it is like... Does Guinness taste different in Ireland? I can honestly say, to me, no, not even remotely. And I have had a pint sober when I went last time, and I think Guinness is all right, funnily enough. I don't like 10 pints of it. Also, James that just popped in, who will have gone by now, he goes through a patch for some reason on every single night out where we have to have a round of Guinnesses, and I don't know why it is, but he does it every time to us, and we end up all having a pint of Guinness, and then before you know it, the round is of Guinness. So I'm not adverse to a Guinness on a night out, but yeah, nobody do it how he does it. Yes, Leon Kirk, sorry, Liam. What fucking hell, mine gone already. What's good, man? I'm alright. Can't take alcohol, start singing dirty songs. Same here. Wouldn't drink Guinness either. It's as I say, it's alright as a singular pint, but so they say that is nowhere near dark enough. 10 pints and I'd shit myself on it. To be fair, there were a few accidents on that stag do, and not. I mean, I threw up, but there no other accidents. Whitesnake going through a long list of main protagonists in the Leeds content creators sphere. LUFC Dave was the first. You might be on the list. He messaged me on Twitter the other week, did Whitesnake's dude, so I think he said he's not doing it in any order, but I would imagine I'm right down the list with it. He pretends to listen to me, does Whitesnakes, but I don't think he does in reality. I never see, he tags me and everything, but I never get a mention, so... Legendary MVG, I noticed you bring a different vibe on the final word. That I did approve of your correction of Chrissy Wilder. Well, that's what I mean, MVG. I can't go on there and start giving it big licks. But I also can't be letting my man Joe call Chris Wilder Chrissy Wilder. That is unacceptable behaviour. It actually made me feel a bit, because I accidentally said United. I think we were talking about Sheffield United. I'm hoping we weren't talking about Man United when I said United. But and that made me physically sick for about 2 weeks after that. So I thought, well, Joe's made a mistake there saying Chrissy Wilder. It's too much that pally with Chrissy Wilder. Yes, Mark Bradley, what's good? I don't know what a screwball is. I heard Tucker Carlson on about a screwball the other day, and I don't know what that is. 20 odd years ago, I was in a pub that had alcohol milkshakes. Was bloody lovely. I couldn't do an alcoholic milkshake, I don't think. Baby Guinnesses, I don't actually mind, Mark, but I don't really think they have much effect. Guinness and barley wine, no. No. Stick to lager. Guinness is an heavy drink, especially the following day when everybody's loving talking about soilage. Fallout from Monday night shenanigans. Well, there's quite a bit to get through, to be fair, which I know is unusual for the Underlap, because normally we just chat shit, or talk about everybody having a shit, but the last time I got pissed ended up me getting married. Is there some beef going on with certain Leeds YouTubers? Asks the Clem Fandango. You'll have to Shandy Pants. You'll have to be more specific, Clem, and I will reveal all if I can. But I'm not really a part of it. I only really know Joe, Lockie, Andrea, Luke from Auto Know Better. I only know them. I only speak to them lads like outside of like going on a live with somebody that Joe's got on. Like, obviously I know Joe, Evie, Matt. I know a few of them, but I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't talk to them, so I don't know. I do my best to stay out of all drama in my everyday life anyway, to be honest. So I don't need any more, if there is some beef going on. But you are more than welcome to drop a question, Clem, and I'll do my best. Left field, has anybody seen the film Kes? Some schools made it a project. I don't know nobody that hasn't seen Kes. Joe Blue Connor. That's maybe what got you banned, Andy, from Joe's channel, to be fair. Blue as in blue. Dabba dee dabba die. Yeah, I know, Mingy. Do you know that though? If cause sometimes again, like on Joe's, I'm like, I don't really know if it's acceptable to be calling them scum, so I have to like monitor myself and say Man United, because I don't want to be upsetting anybody. But I do want to address this about the shenanigans. So I don't know whether he was on about just within the crowd. And I don't know where your comment's gone. I'm trying to click on it. Here we go. Any fallout from Monday's shenanigans? Well, my man Faki Faka, has been booked for the celebration at the end of the game, which is the most ridiculous booking I've ever seen in my whole life. It's like football game's gone, hasn't it? Apparently, I wasn't really on board with any of this because I don't. Let's crack a beer open for this. I know. if you don't know by now, you never knew. But I'm not keen on us having a complex about there being a conspiracy against Leeds United and the refs all come and do, and they've all got an agenda against us and all this stuff. I don't think it's beneficial for us as fans, and I don't think it's true. I honestly don't, because the reason why I don't think it's true is if you go on any other fans channel, they all say exactly the same thing, saying, that they don't get the decisions, they don't get the penalties and stuff. And there's also games when we do get soft penalties. The penalty, just off the top of my head, in FA Cup when we got knocked out, that was soft as peanuts. Peanuts are quite hard actually, aren't they? But soft. Real Madrid on edge of box here, corner ball. That was soft. So we do get them. I'm not on board with it. However, apparently this fourth official and Facky Fucker have got a bit of ongoing beef. So it's apparently I think the third or fourth time that Farker has dobbed on Farker, trying to get him into trouble. Because I didn't think it'd be a problem, but I didn't realise that he's been booked a few times already. So he's actually on for missing the Sheffield United game, which is truly a joke, isn't it? It's extremely frustrating for him. I don't know what he got done for, apart from running on the pitch and sliding on his back in the massive last minute win. Every player in reality on the pitch should have got booked if that is the case, because they were all basically in the crowd. So nonsense. But he is going to miss it. He will miss the Sheffield United game, and people don't think that's a problem, but I honestly think it matters. I think when managers up in stand, I know they get their earpiece in and chatting down to assistant or whatever, but it's not the same, is it? And it must be frustrating for Farke. It's one of the biggest games of the season for him. He'll massively want to, want to be there but they've deemed it as a minor discrepancy or something, so it can't be appealed because they haven't. It can't be appealed because it's only a minor decision, and they're saying that they think it undermines the refs in general. So he will be banned. Apparently, it came out a couple of hours ago. He will be banned for the Sheffield United game, which I just think is whack. I think them two just have a bit of fun with each other, though, to be fair, MVG. I think it's just, I think they enjoy having back and forths. My brother's headmaster was in Kez. Is that actually true, SST? Screwball. Yeah, they changed ref at last minute. I mean, apparently they had one lined up that were a Sheff U fan, wasn't they, which won't help anybody's, nuts, and everybody's going crazy. I don't know about Joe not on Connors and KG's back on Connors. I don't know KG at all, dude. I don't know Connor at all. So Joe Depp says KG and Connor are a match made in heaven. Honestly, I don't know. I'll be waiting for the shots fired towards me, and then we can get involved. Then, Carl, we can have a bit of a laugh, see how serious everybody takes themselves. Because that's the only way around I'd do it if somebody started sending me clips of me getting abused. But they pretend I don't exist, to be fair. I know that Connor pretends I don't exist. So it's kind of funny, to be fair. Kez is number one if you're Yorkshire. Come here, Kez. Come on, Kez. Everybody watched Kez, didn't they, at school? We definitely did it as a... I mean, we were in the worst set ever in English, but we still had to watch our Kez. Raised eyebrows from who, Andy? As I say, I go in and out of the comments. So sometimes I'm on them, sometimes I'm not, because they do put me off when I'm speaking, or they can do, or if somebody's on and they're getting the other person doesn't like me or whatever. So I just lock into the actual chat and just don't look at the comments. I just turn them off. But obviously we don't do this here. Joe want a Sheff U supporter. I mean, well, he might have been, but I don't think he will, that's for sure. See, AO's saying it's not a conspiracy. 100% refs are biased against Leeds, and all the bad tackles on our players that are not carded speaks for itself. I'm way away, yo. You know, I'm way away, yo. But they're not. It's just not a conspiracy against Leeds. I think there's decisions we don't get, and I think there's some bullshit that happens, but I just think it's bullshit in general. Is Connor dating KG now? Can't keep up. I've no idea. Enar says the fourth official is a sneaky little grass. I'm up for it. There's definitely... I just don't think it's a conspiracy against us. I just think there's little weasels. And if you don't like Farker, I don't think it's a Leeds thing. I think it'll just be a Farker thing. They're just little knobheads out there. I mean, for fourth official to bring it up... No, the ref won't have even wanted it, will he? It'll have been literally like... Just... He won't have wanted to be like, what's happened? And then they'd be like, oh, Farker ran on pitch. And be like, you're bringing me over because the manager's run on pitch. Have you seen what's going on? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes they just want a bit of attention. They want everybody to watch them. The players running about everywhere. Players in fans, like alt fans were grabbing hold at players who were winding Sunderland fans up, which is another thing with Ramazani, to be fair. Because Ramazani might be getting a bit of a ban, I think, because he came back out or something. There were all sorts going on at end. Tanaka and Nonto were dancing in front of Sheffield fans. But I just think, you know, it's also a bit of fun. That's part and parcel of it, isn't it? You know, Sheffield United, Sunderland fans could have always turned around, couldn't they, or something, or just sung it out or whatever, you know. I know they got beat and it was amazing, but I don't know. World's gone a bit soft, hasn't it? And Meslier, Silent S can't get done for that. I didn't hear about Bamford pissing at Sunderland teapot though. I hope so, Leon. It's a big one, innit, this. We're a borderline home and dry if we do Sheff. That creates a nice gap. He came back out and he was winding. I don't know if he came back out or he were on his way in, Joe, but he started winding Sunderland fans up apparently, but a little bit more so than other ones that he were right in front of him, I think. Like, out of... I think it was all done, like the celebrations had been done. Connor knows who's your daddy. Connor, who's your daddy? Connor, who's your daddy? Hardstyle images, pathetic booking. What's football without passion? The point was as well, hardstyle images. It was like, it didn't affect the game. He got off the pitch pretty quickly. It's not like anything went on. Do you know what I mean? He just ran on, fell over, and then got off the pitch. It wasn't like he was. If he'd have run down to where the players were in the cop end, as I say, quite literally in the crowd, all should have got a booking. If we're actually being serious, the ref was pretty cool about it. If he'd have done that and then, you know, lingered back or run round old pitch celebrating, like, he's just left box for a minute. You just go over and go, Daniel, calm down, mate. You're going to get me in bother. They're too serious about themselves, that's all. Chris Gill says, best answer for Farkey is a win from the stand. Absolutely, exactly. JC making a massive stew. You're playing whilst I prep my meat. Chef Chickers, love it, Chickers. Get that stew in. Is it off in slow cooker, old boy? Or is it oven jobby? Either or for me, but you can't beat a stew as long as it's beef stew. Big slabs of beef, big gutty beef. Big gutter beef. Give these guys a bit of power. That's what it is. They can't help themselves. Cages, block troublemakers, Joe Blackburn. I don't really know why people go on and try and wind him up though. He's gone for the slow cooker as Chickers. I don't know. I don't watch really any channels, to be fair, so I don't really know even what any of them are like. I feel bad saying that, but I don't. You know, this consumes enough of my time than watching all other stuff and music and working and that. I can't really be arsed watching all. And also, if you start watching all other channels, you end up talking about all the same shit that they're talking about. So you're better off just sort of like, I don't know, if I'm gonna be an individual and have any individuality, which, you know, nobody does. But you don't want to be mimicking or you know. I mean, to be fair with Badger, somebody commented months ago saying that I stole it off somebody or something, and I was like, what are you on about? I didn't even know what I was saying when I said it, and then Badger just stuck. Nobody do it how he does it. The FA apparently named us Dirty Leeds. We weren't even the dirtiest team at the time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a mint nickname that for a start off, innit? So whoever gave us it, I'll take it. 100% Joe Depp. This is 100%. Load of bollocks. Players get so much cack and they can't give it back. And what's even better about that is, Joe, it rhymes. But it's ridiculous. They get pelters absolutely relentlessly. You can sing any song you want about them. When ball gets punted out of air, they all crowd ironically cheer. Every time keeper's taking a goal kick as a whoa, you shit bastard. And I know it's all in jest to some extent, but you know, then when they do snap back or if they have a wobble, you know, unless it's a Cantona, you know, karate kick into the crowd, which is obviously too much. But you know, just being a bit rattled or whatever, it's like that's what the fans want anyway. They don't want a lot of robots playing. Or you'd watch fucking FIFA, wouldn't you? And every offside would be dead offside. And that I want to ask that. You know, do you reckon FIFA will ever like? I've thought this for years. They don't get any decisions wrong on FIFA, do they? I mean, to be fair, I haven't played it for a few years, but it'd be mint if they started getting decisions wrong. Cause can you imagine how like angry it'd get you? Because that's just the reality of football, isn't it? Offsides. I know they've got VAR now and what have you. But back in the day when there was no VAR, I can't believe FIFA didn't get decisions wrong. It'd have been mint. It'd been like, fucking online, it'd be like, he's offside. And then watching playback of him being offside. Mental. I know, I mean, I've heard him speak about that, to be fair. If only that's why you actually got blocked, Andy, but I don't think it is. I think you're buttering me up. Both Struick goals, I'll buzz him for him. He didn't do a Klopp, exactly. But Klopp gets away with it. I mean, Mourinho, you know, against Scum, I think it was Scum, wasn't it? For Porto, when he ran all the way down the touchline. I hope this is a replay, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what's happening. And Mbappe again with a chance there. I think they're going to get battered here. If they play an eye line against Mbappe, it's going to be a long night for him, I think. It was the Istanbul derby. Yes, indeed, at legendary MVG. You're all on the bollards there. Joe Depp says, can't imagine JB being a troublemaker. I don't know what went on with KG, to be fair. I don't know. As I say, I don't even really know what he looks like or also. But not that matters, but, you know, whether JB has gone on. I honestly don't know. Yes, Pat Dunn. I'm absolutely, honestly, I've been chuckling all day to myself. It's been tremendous. I've been laughing at my brothers really because it was just so funny the aftermath of it and them trying to walk up the hill and we'd all like picked up a bit of an injury. Our John had literally every single video that you see when Pascal goes to the cop, he's there like kicking off. Like the guy in front of him, you know, must have regretted being stood in front of him. But I mean, our John even said, I don't know how I got down steps that quick. But me and Dave didn't even know he'd gone. But I don't know whether my brother Dave went because I was getting pushed about all over the shop. So I didn't even know whether. I remember grabbing my brother Dave at one point. It was honestly a mush. It was a mess. It was survival of the fittest, as I say, and no longer am I the fittest. So, you know, as a young buck, I'd have been all right. But no, I got dominated on odd occasion. I reckon I won about 4 of my duels, but then I lost 2 of my duels pretty massively, to be fair. You're the legend, Rick Gillingham, or Gillingham. Rick Gillingham, I'll go with Rick Gillingham. Gillingham. Hi, Jack, you absolute legend. You alright, big man? Ming says, if you're cool with KG, he's cool with you. Oh my God, Real Madrid are 2-0. Look, they're going to get battered here. I knew it was an hard ask, wasn't it? You know, to go to Real Madrid, Bernabeu. Let's have a look here with goal. It is in the caption, boys, so let's not pretend that I'm not loosely watching this game. I said I'd loosely watch the game. Rodrigo, not ours, obviously. Not watching an old Leeds game. Bellingham through to... Is that Vinicius or Rodrigo again? I don't know. Mbappe again. Oh, he's put somebody on toast there, Mbappe. Who's Mbappe? Dropped at the floor there. I don't know who it is. I think it's Guardiola, is it? Got him on toast. Yeah, it's Guardiola. Awful. Put him on toast. Eggs is eggs. I wanted Man City to win it, to be fair. They've been mint. I mean, I just don't, on the basis that I don't like Man U, and I do actually like Pep Guardiola, so. Does he SST? It don't bother me, fake taxi. I don't know if that's to me or not, but what do you mean badger theft? There's no badger theft. Oh, is that? Am I well behind? I think I'm well behind. Yeah, I'm well behind. Thank you, Jack Frost. It's a good name as well, also. Must add. Joe Depp says Bambi going to be our saviour next year. Well, I'm good. There's a few things that I want to talk about, and the youth, because I wanted to talk about the youth for the full 4.5 hours that we went on the marathon of last week, and I never got to talk about the youth. So I would like to talk about the youth, but I'm not ready for it yet. But I personally think Bamford's time is done with us, unfortunately, Joe Depp, and I'd love to say that it won't, but I just don't think he can get fit enough. Yes, Philip Anderson, what's good? Hi, Jack, mate, hope you're good. I'm so ready for Sheffield United. We are going to do them over. I can't wait, mate. I was thinking about trying to get some away tickets for my brothers, but I don't think one of my brothers can make it, and then I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep it real, and I'll do a watch along. I've done watch along for most of the away games this year, so I'm going to keep it going. Man City corner. Real Madrid celebrating everything now. Dirty Leeds, that was 70s. Yeah, it's mint nickname, that. Mark Bradley says, without naming names, a few channels are deaf Farky out, but they dare not admit it because he's doing brill. They're waiting in the wings, brother. That's what they're doing, because they will be right next year, won't they, Mark? They will be right, because ultimately, if you wait long enough in football and you don't like a manager, he will eventually get the sack, and then you'll be able to go, I fucking told you. I've been saying it for years that he's not Prem quality. It's like, well, yeah, I suppose, but, you know, we all know that, you know, Farker's probably going to lose his job at some point. It's not going to go well unless we end up winning the Premier League with him, which we're not going to do. It's going to take us a long, if ever in my lifetime. So I just got to enjoy this ride that we're on while we're mint. You just got to enjoy it. I don't, you know, it don't get much better than what we've got at the moment. So, you know, next year's going to be awful, really, in reality. It could be brilliant. It'll have some brilliant moments, providing we stay up. But cheers, Philip. It does help, man. So, I appreciate you, man. If you do smash a like for us, there's 62 people in the room, and we've only got 49 likes, guys. So if you could whack a like for me, it really does help. That is a late one, man. Yeah. What time did you start? It's a hardcore. Back in my day, 73, muddy Leeds. Probably easy to stop the players engaging rather than pay for extra stewards. You can't stop the players, though. I just think just let them have it. I dare say Leeds players look at Twitter at their own peril, but I'd like to know if any are aware of leading content creators. Without being a knobhead, and this is not about me because I couldn't care less, truly, I couldn't. I'd rather they didn't, because I don't, sometimes, like, you know, I'll just make passing comments and I don't actually think that of the player, or, you know, it gets misinterpreted. So on my behalf, I'd rather none of them did, because I love them all. While ever they play for Leeds United, I try to do my best to support them. But there's an inevitability, you know, that if they go on Twitter for a second, they are quite literally, the algorithm quite literally knows who they are, don't they? I mean, they're at Thorpe Arch every day, they're at Ellen Road every weekend, so, you know, they'll be engaging in Leeds posts. It will be, they live in Leeds. It's like, they believe, rest assured, they get peppered when they go on YouTube with Leeds stuff and with Championship stuff, and Twitter will be just lighting them up. So I bet they go on when they win, and then they're a bit more reluctant to go on when they lose, which is fair enough. Nobody ever gets blocked over here, Mingy, you know that. I don't think JT's into blocking, to be fair. I don't know that for a fact, but I've never heard JT blocking anybody, so... Yes, Ming. Getting back in there. Oliver, yes, what's good? Mingy handing out them memberships like it's Christmas, like it's Santa Claus. Thank you, dude. Rennie, probably not Renee is a... Is Renee a drug? Would you class Renee as a drug? I don't know. I don't like taking them, but for indigestion it's maybe not a drug, but it's a lovely name though, that side. But you have been gifted a membership by Mingy59. I've started calling you Mingy, so I don't know why that is, but I like the word. I like Mingy. Andy Rose taking back the fact that JB is a troublemaker by the looks of it. He reckons he was overzealous. Put it in the chat because Joe Blackburn is a good lad. Lad at work played his video. If I put it to right about 30 times, yeah, everybody stayed in ground man afterwards, and it were kicking off like no tomorrow. It were ace, proper mint. Man, shitty, what a pity. The only thing is with that, I get Jack. I obviously say JackCity bitch on my when I play out, and then but people then go Jack shitty bitch, and it's like, so I'm reluctant to say man shitty because I also get that back. John went down the stairs like a circa 98 Big Brother contestant. Yes, he did. He went charging down, dude. There's a video clip of him like last minute just bursting forward. Honestly, moves, man. AO says Connor, Max and Kay a decent Leeds United YouTube channel, but Jack's the best because Jack rocks the mic. Yes, AO, thank you, dude. Ooh, Leon Kirk, how much do you reckon we spend when we go up? Oh, I don't know, man. I honestly don't think anywhere near as big as people seem to reckon. I don't think this idea, I think it's a bullshit idea, this like we need a marquee signing. I don't think you do. I think marquee signing just means you spent shitloads of money. We spent 25 million on Aronson, and I know Aronson's had a really good year now, but that now, you know, is deemed as a poor signing, even though he is probably he's not worth 25 million in Championship, is he? So it's not a 25 million pound signing, and I've loved Aronson this year. I think he's been brilliant, and I actually think he'll play a decent role, decent part next year, because I think he'll be used. But how much do I think we'll spend? I think we'll get 3 or 4 players, and I don't really think we'll spend much more than 15-20 million on one. So that being said, I think we'll pick up a few. They're talking about that Ben Davies, who's out of contract. He's apparently, because he can play centre-back and left-back, and that's well thought of at the club. Apparently they are wanting to strengthen in centre-back role and stuff, which I think we need to, you know, the more... He's a proper professional. We spoke about Ben Davies a lot in the January transfer market, to be fair, and I'd have been up for that, but obviously his contract's running out. He's coming towards the end of his career somewhat. He's quite injury prone, not getting many minutes. It'd probably be... You've got to be careful, aren't you? Like, what's a good move for players? So whether they want to, you know, but he's probably he's looking at least where a decent, and I don't, you know, this is my Leeds bias, but where a decent club history-wise as well, and they are aware that potentially there'll be some investment coming into clubs. So it's not, and I mean this with the greatest respect to like Leicester, who have like, you know, won Premier League relatively recently, and Ipswich that went up, that used to be in Prem, and who else went up? Southampton, who again used, you know, whatever. We're much. I don't just mean a bigger club. It's we definitely have a higher ceiling than them lads. And I know, as I say, Leicester won it, but that was a one-off, wasn't it? Not going to win it again. And we're not going to win it. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever win it in our lifetime, but you never know in football, to be fair. If 49ers play it right, I know I've gone off on a wild tangent here, Leon Kirk, so sorry, dude. But realistically, yeah, I think 15 million for one might be like getting towards tops that will pay 20 million total tops. I don't think we'll be getting a Rodrigo in for 30 odd million or whatever. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll be ripped off once. I think it'll have to be, unless it's a absolute nailed on excellente player, I think they'll go in. Everybody says go into Europe, don't they? And I don't, to be honest, that whole statement, they'll go into Europe, does my tits in a bit, because I don't really understand what people are on about with that. Or we just go into Europe and, you know, get a player like that's a myth. Like, oh, they're cheaper in Europe, we'll go into Europe and get one. That's why with the Rothwell stuff, it's like, I just think it's a bit rude on Rothwell just saying like, oh, we don't want Rothwell, go into Europe and get someone like, well, we've got someone that's, you know, again, like Rothwell in the Premier League, not a starter. You wouldn't want him starting, but for 5 to 10 million, what else are you going to get, really? Well, unless you go into Europe and get the best player ever, do you know what I mean? Which is just very, very rare that happens. And then you sign people like Tanaka for nothing. And then, but this is kind of my point. So you sign Tanaka for 3 or 4 million, whatever it was absolutely exceptional. Hopefully can do it in Premier League. But then don't say the same thing when it comes to spending 25, 30 million pound on someone. So Tanaka's better than Aronson, isn't he? I know they play different positions. But he's better than Aronson, and he will be better in the Premier League than Aronson. It's not a money thing. This is why everybody thinks I'm just being blasé by saying I don't give a shit about how much we spend. But I literally don't. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if the 49ers make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of million. I hope they do, while improving our squad. If they spend 20 million next year on 2 players, 3 players, and they all come in and they're all of like Premier League standard, or they're at least as good as Tanaka, say for instance, who cares? I'd rather they did that than go like, I know what we'll do, we'll appease the Leeds fans and spend 40 million on this 31-year-old unproven bag of shit from Europe, like, or not unproven, but, you know, he's got 20 goals 4 years ago, so, you know, I liked Rodrigo in end and he put plenty in for us, but that wasn't a good signing, really, you know, for money we paid. But I hope that answers your question to some extent, Leon. I've definitely gone there. I need to catch up on comments here, so I've gone way off on one there. But Roller Blunt says, best LUFC YouTuber by far, bro. Enough love. I'm hoping you mean me, dude. But if you don't, then I'm still going to take it as, I'm still going to say thank you, even if you don't mean me. But if you do mean me, even more thank yous. Justin Thomas says, hit the likes. Please hit the likes, boys. It does help, truly. We're at 68 watching, 60 likes. There's got to be people in the room that haven't liked it, so do whack the like. Massively helps. The algorithm keeps me pushing up, pushing on. How come Andy never gets gifted a membership? It's like his name's blackballed. Don't start spreading a rumour that I've blackballed Andy, Joe. It's I think you've got to turn something on to be gifted a membership. I think you have to say that I'm willing to receive memberships, I think. Or maybe you have to sign up to somebody else, because obviously, you know, after the next month they'll want you to pay for the memberships. I don't know how it works, to be perfectly honest. As I say, Andy, I don't know. I know that I struggle to I don't know. I really think we will do good things in the Prem. With Daniel Farker says, Philip, love it. Leon Kirk, you never know, bro. It's a funny game. I take top 10. If we get between 10 and 14th, it's an excellent season in reality. Or you over there, or over here, says, I don't rate Pep that much. He's always inherited a decent side without having to build it from relatively nothing. A lack of changing it up is costing them, and I just hope those charges are game changing. Well, apparently, you know, as far as loosely as I follow it, they've it's half time, by the way, 2-0, 5-2 on aggregate, so they're off out. Apparently, though, they're going to get away with charges. So I don't know if they've got any more court cases coming up or something, but apparently it's been thrown out from the best of my knowledge, or as far as I could be arsed reading into it. So I think they've got away with it. What I would say about Pep Guardiola, though, because I see this a lot, and the only thing something that I really would, you know, to be fair, Man City's in the title, so we're allowed to talk about Man City in the title of this underlap. Man City time. Guardiola, there's been a lot of managers at Manchester City, isn't there? and none of them have achieved what he's achieved, and they've all spent money. So Barcelona was the best side I've ever seen under Pep Guardiola. Bayern Munich, you could argue they didn't win Champions League and stuff. I didn't watch Bundesliga. They always win it anyway, but he won it every time. I don't think he lost it, did he? I think he won all cups and what have you, just didn't get the Champions League. So really, as much as I appreciate what you're saying, or you over here, I just disagree, because I think Guardiola's brought the best football I've ever seen in my whole life. He's had to spend a shitload of money to do that, and he might not. If you're saying that he might not be the best manager to have ever lived, I'd take that, even though I'm up for saying that he's the greatest, just because I like him for some reason, and I like his football, and I like Man City to some extent. But I understand if you don't think he's the best ever, but I certainly think he's the best ever Man City manager. They've all had that amount of money. It's like when they say about goal scorers or whatever, and that, you know, it's like, oh, well, Haaland only gets loads of goals because he gets loads of chances. Well, there's been loads of strikers that have had loads of chances for Man City and not got loads of goals. There's been loads of Chelsea they were buying every single striker that you've ever seen before. None of them could get goals, and then Diego Costa got there and got loads of goals. So it's the player that gets the goals. Granted, the side need to provide chances, of course, but it's the players that ultimately do the business, innit? I think Guardiola's also at a point where, you know, Walker's been moved on. Like, you know, they're all getting to an age. Like, De Bruyne doesn't look himself. It's coming towards an end. Even like Bernardo Silva, who still looks brilliant, is not quite the. They're all maybe looking at each other now, thinking, well, we used to pull each other out, you know, when it all went to shit in a game, but now they're looking at each other thinking, are you going to do it? Because I can't do it anymore. So it's a weird one. Is the only comments he ever answers are the ones that criticise him. To be fair, it's my fault as much as his. I really have a low tolerance to tools. Keep me out of it, SST. Bamford can't do Prem, surely. I'd have to agree. 7:30, Philip. That is a hardcore shift, brother. Even legendary MVG's agreeing with you there. Bamford's England number 9. Love it. Mark Bradley says, think if we could get some good signings, Faki can do all okay. I agree. Always give it a like, says Slimwood. Thank you, dude. No. Andy, bro, I had 2 bottles of Peroni Reserva on ice for you. I've sucked them, bro. Nearly ran across road 4 p.m. last Saturday when you were at Couplands to give you a beer. I don't believe you. But Reserva, mate. It don't get any better. Yes, Joe, we do need to talk about them youngsters. Remind me again when I get to the bottom of these comments, because I think I'm well behind that, boys. Been talking about Man City. Sacrilege. I do think there's something in that, Leon. You're giving the pelters today. I always say pelters, and I'm aware that pelters is actually a bad thing, but I do not mean bad when I'm saying it on this channel. The players know we love them at the Mo. They hear us at games. No need to look on socials. I think that you'd have to be really ungrounded, or whatever the opposite of that is. You'd have to have your head in clouds to think that the shit that goes on Twitter, you know, like Peral Parisley gets a lot of stick online, and every time I see him score a goal, or he never looks, I mean, ignoring when he scores a goal, because obviously he's going to get stuck into the crowd because that's his moment, but he wants to play for Leeds United. I think most of them know that all the white noise online is absolute bullshit, including my channel. I'm not excluding myself from this, by the way, boys, so that, you know, and that's kind of what I mean as well. Like, I'll say stuff that I don't. Well, I'm just chatting shit out. We all are, you know. And then you think a couple of days later, like, oh, I don't even know. I didn't really realise I said that, but particularly in the heat of the moment, I will check that out, chickers, as soon as I get to the bottom of these comments. Joe Depp says 60 million on 6 players. if we get 6 players, that'd feed into my narrative, to be fair, Joe, so I'm with you on that. I don't think we'll sign 6, though. I think that's too many. I think we could get 6 with a couple of frees, because I think they might just bring players in that they can sort of get hold of. I'm sick of hearing about this McAtee, guys, James McAtee. I think it's so daft, but apparently he's looking for first-team football and stuff, but he's actually getting in Man City side a little bit. If that happens, I'll be stunned, and I don't want it. I really don't. I don't want players that are, I don't know, I think that's a slight risk. Well, don't be bringing anybody to tears on here. Ming says you need to get out more. If we don't sign Jude Bellingham and bring Raffia back, I'll be pissed. I agree, SST. 49ers big time NFL spenders. Hopefully Rothwell will be one of our Premier League signings. I truly, truly hope that, I really do. I'm just hoping the scum downfall continues, and when we play them, we can smash them again. Imagine the atmosphere would be amazing. 100% Philip Anderson. I never even thought about that. Because if they're still pap next year, you'd be going into the game expecting to win, really. And that could be potentially dangerous, because then it's the hope that kills you, innit? But if we had paid 15 million for Tanaka, that would be a good buy. There are some good players without going mad. I agree, Mark, 100%. Spend some elf money. Spend some self money. Spend some elf money. Spend some EFL money. ELF money. How do you pronounce fortuitous? I would say fortuitous. But you're seriously asking me how to pronounce stuff, Andy. I think we've been down this road before, haven't we? Would you be happy with 49ers if they brought in an unknown after Tanaka and Largy, etc.? I back the 49ers to make some decent... They've not got a signing wrong thus far. So that's why I just don't think they'll go silly with money. I don't think there's any point. Mark Bradley, I agree with that. Farker will already know who he wants. I agree with that. Jack, on yesterday's Improv Live, you were looking for a descriptive word. You came up with horizon. The word should have been Leeds are on the cusp of something. You're welcome. Well, that's not a word, is it? It's not a descriptive word. It's a descriptive sentence, but I'll take it. Nice one, Leon. I know we got, presumed to the first one. I think I'm still way behind here. Got to trust the 49ers. Why wouldn't you? If it doesn't work, that's life. That's what all the people say. The damn down and slag down in May. Da-da-da-da. I don't know the fucking words. But it's an alright song, so don't abuse me in the chat. I'm not saying I don't like the song, I just don't know the words. Never will be, will you, Andy? Don't like me, mate. Don't like me enough, mate. I'll tell you what there is. There's a blockbuster going on, isn't there? There's a championship blockbuster going on. Luton Town versus Plymouth Argyle. Luton Town getting that big victory against Plymouth Argyle. They're 1-0 up. Oh, that is a blockbuster. 23rd and 24th in league. Get up. That's the games you want to be watching, innit? I'd rather 49ers spend 80 million on 6 good players than spend 80 million on one big name player. 100%. I mean, 80 million on one player would be the daftest thing we could ever do, but Ming's not having it, Andy. 10p a day. It's 10p a day. He's not having it. Liverpool now. I can't remember who they're flying. Is that fucking 2-2? Because I've missed watching the wrong game if that's 2-2. Fucking hell, what a game that is. Who's bagged? Better not be Rashford. No, Ollie Watkins and Tillemans. It only went 2-1 up then, did Villa, did they? The right game. White balls. SST, Pep's a genius. Like, when he falls on hard times, he deploys 100 million of... Yeah. I know he spends money, like... 1976 is a good one, I know already. Fish and chips, 21 pence. Chips 8 pence. Peas and curry sauce 3 pence. Can't get my head around it. In fucking inflation. It's the inflation, isn't it? Well, it's gone mad, mate. It's, not only is it inflation, it's inflation. It's political correctness gone mad, hasn't it? If Andy's not even a subscriber, MVG, I've given up. You definitely have to be a subscriber, I reckon, to get a membership. So if you've not even subscribed, Andy, it's 2 shillings a day. Yes. AO says, statistically, Pep is the best manager. And AO loves bringing the stats in this chat, to be fair. So back him. Well, total god there, though, isn't there? We're on about Bielsa, you know. Crazy what he did with us, really is. I still think we're living off the back of that as well. I don't think, you know, literally win this squad or all. And I think Farker would have done also a brilliant job with us with any squad. But Bielsa's what's brought us back to this, even though I know we went down, you know, not under Bielsa, but it all went tits up again. But he got us back to being the big club that we currently are, didn't he? So, yeah. Can you imagine, man? It'd be so mint if they went down, but they won't. I don't know that for certain, Leon, but I am inclined to agree with you. Yes, Chris Thompson and marching on together. What's good, lad? Chickers. Jackie boy, was it literally limbs Monday night with the Jacko brothers limping to the pub? It was literally limbs. I don't like saying limbs, but because I feel like I'm trying to be like, oh mate, limbs. It were absolute limbs, but it was. I don't know what, you know. That is one of the words that you'd be like, well, it was. It really was. I wish I could show. Well, I know everybody's watched the videos, but I wish we could watch them. But I'll end up getting in YouTube jail, so I can't, unfortunately. Nick LUFC 1919 says, be fine next season. These owners know what they are doing, matching together. I second, third and fourth that, brother. Chickers, this is very important. It says, cherish your moments. I support Blackpool. And when we went to the Prem, it was magical for my family. Dancing in the stands with my mother was incredible. Hope you Leeds lads get that feeling again. 100% Chickers. It is. There's not quite like it, is there? And to be honest, and this is not being disrespectful to Blackpool, but obviously, and to be fair, we can actually have this conversation on the basis that we were like 16 years out of it in the deep depths of hell. But for Blackpool, and this, as I say, is not me trying to diss. I think even though we were so bad, we'll always be destined to be. There's always a little bit of hope that we're going to be a top force in Premier League again. Whether or not it's achievable anymore, because game's getting increasingly more like just how well the clubs run. But like Blackpool, for instance, no matter how much, this is what I don't like about it. This is what I don't like about football, right? I actually don't care how much money's spent. I couldn't care less. What I care about is a team like Blackpool that don't necessarily have the revenue for this FFP and all this bullshit that comes out that you've got to apply, you've got to abide by, and then certain teams break the rules and that, get away with it. Some teams don't break. I mean, let's not go down the conspiracy theory. I can't be bothered. Let's just pretend that they all don't break the rules. But ultimately, you have to have a certain amount of revenue in order to be successful. But say if I was, or Chickers as a Blackpool fan, if you were, well, I know you're a millionaire, but say you were a billionaire and you wanted to just pummel all your money into it, and like not, and I agree to some extent, right? So let me try and get this right, because I don't want to fuck this up and then be like, no, I didn't mean that. As long as you can present like a business plan and you can prove you can afford it, like if you're buying, I don't know, back in the day when they let you buy cars and stuff, and now you can't take it out of your bank account, can you? World's gone mad. Political correctness gone mad. You should be able to chuck 100 million of your billion into Blackpool and just have a go at it and see where you can take them. Do you know what I mean? As long as you can prove it's not... Because I understand to not be responsible with a club, because then you'd get some cowboys in that'll just like take a risk, take a gamble, and then you just end up in the depths of hell because you do what sort of Ridsdale did with us. But, you know, he was an owner, and then he carried on being an owner. But I'm off on a tangent there. My point is, Blackpool can't get the revenue that Man United can, or that Leeds can, or that Liverpool can, or any big Arsenal can. So they can't get to the absolute top of football, and that shouldn't be the case. If I wanted to buy Blackpool and I had loads of money, I should be able to spend loads of money. That's the only thing that messes with my head about football, because I don't care how much money's in it. It just is what it is. Everybody gets paid well in a bit. But any team should be able to be invested by a massive company or a massively rich man, and he should be able to just launch loads of money at it if he can prove it's, you know, not irresponsible with it. I do agree that there has to be some vetting, or like I said, just be taking chances on everybody. Blockbuster, Bogbuster, utter woke nonsense, says Ena. Geets up, Ena. During final word, did just Joe try taking off Angry Mad Gav? Can't believe it, says Joe Depp. I don't know. I don't own the patent to Angry Mad Gav, to be fair. He does exist in pretty much every single pub. Yes, Mark Newell, you're here, man. That's all that matters. Notes happened. You know the underlap notes ever happened. You've never missed note. I haven't subscribed. I don't know which button to press. I don't know, Andy, but I would imagine there's a button that says subscribe. And I think if you click that, it'll probably subscribe. Mark Bradley, Bielsa, not just the team and football, was a great man, he was. Sending players to pick later up class. 100%, man. There was so much more. I actually remember, and I will not mention the bloke's name, but I know a former footballer who's like really still heavily involved in the club. I don't know him, but I speak to him relatively regularly due to my job. And he said to me, he says, oh, well, I think it was time when Bielsa got sacked. He says, well, to be fair, I think it was time. And I never really normally say, oh, I'm just go, you know, well, whatever. I'm like, oh, it just means more to me than that, though, man. I can't. It wasn't just the team and the football. It was the greatness of the man. And I don't care what anybody says, with some investment or without some investment, he would have kept us up that year. Jesse Marsh did not keep us up that year, that fucking American guy. And the reason why he definitely didn't keep us up that year is because he had the full year the year after when we went down. So I know he got the sack in the end, but that's what happens to you know. Bielsa had some horrendous results towards the end of his tenure, and that's what dragged us into a relegation battle, which we then survived from. But Marsh, with a full season at it, put us into the relegation battle. I don't know. Is it raining? Is it Sean Rooney, lad? Hey up, lad. Indeed he was. Indeed he was. That's what I'm saying, Cragger. But for some reason, everybody's got a bit of an hard-on for Rodrigo, and I actually liked him, you know, for what it's worth. You know, and I was buzzing when we signed him. I thought, you know, but what else can you get really than, you know, he was the Spanish number 9 at the time. But it's just like this, I honestly don't get it. These statement buys, what do they call them? I said it earlier. It's like a statement buy. I can't remember what I said, but they use a word for it, like, you know, like putting down a marker or whatever. Like, what are you on about? Just sign some decent players. Who gives a shit who's it putting a marker down for? Because obviously it looks mint and everything's, oh, they've spent some money on Rodrigo, but in reality, if he doesn't score all season, nobody gives them monkeys, do they? So it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather go, oh, you know, 3 million and like not a marker, statement signing. Lot of shit. That's why them teams come back down. They rapid spend, same as Sheffield, be right back down. Yeah, to be fair to Chrissy Wilder, as Joe would call him, they might get away with it like they did first time round when they came up with a year with him, and he just plays really boring football. I just think eventually real defensive football you will come unstuck. That's the rules in League 1 and 2. It's why Wrexham can spend. Yeah, but I think they've got more of a leeway, haven't they, in lower leagues? Because it's different rules, but you still have to prove. Wrexham will not be able to get into the Premier League, and no matter how much money they reckon they've got, which they don't have that type of money, them lads. That weasel Deadpool guy don't have that type of money. What was the Crooners song you sang? I'm guessing Frank Sinatra shot down in there. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. I always go off on a tangent, to be fair, Andy. I do think, here we go, roller blunt. I've just realised what roller blunt means. I do think we have a better side than the last time we got promoted. The right players in, and I can't see us dropping out for a long time. We've definitely got a better side than when we got promoted. Is the league harder now than it was when we got promoted? I don't reckon so, really. I think there's some teams that are in absolute fine fettle and fine form and on fire this year that will not be on form next year. I think they'll fall away. So I think they'll be in the mix. I think with Farker, we must trust 49ers to get some decent investment, get the right players in. I can't see why. Just like my man Faki, I can't see why we can't be champions this year. I can't see why my man Faki can't keep us up next year. I don't even know what you mean, Andy. Mark Newell, Spanish name, he must be good. Don't even get me started, dude. Don't even get me started. I fully agree with that. That is what I would say exactly about Joe Rothwell. We know exactly what we're getting from Joe Rothwell. I'm here for him. I'm here for it. There's nobody can deliver a ball like that in the whole of Europe. So if you get a Spanish lad, a Spanish name, he must be good. So if we get a Spanish Rothwell and then in 6 months, like Mark Rocker. I know that's not I know Mark's a pretty boring name, but Rocker's a cool second name, isn't it? Is Rothwell better than Rocker? I'm being deadly serious. I think he probably is. And then everybody, well, he went back to Germany, what are we doing all right? Like, can't get a fucking game, I don't think. This is gonna come back to bite me this because Mark Rocker will be playing every week now or something. But we did same with 14 games for Real Betis. Is shit. 28 years old, 14 games for Real Betis. Get off. Get out of here. We did same with McKennie. Nobody liked American players at that point because we were so mad. And he's captain for Juve now. He's played 9 Champions League games. I honestly thought McKennie were all right when he got here. It was just a terrible time for us. It was just crap. Everybody were crap. Joe Depp is on a curfew, so I'm going to do my youngsters talk. Thank you for reminding me, dude. Why Right, let me think of a poll here. This would be a good poll of this. What is my question about the youngsters? Here we go. What I'll do is I'll put the poll up and then I'll talk about it once we get a few votes on the poll. Will we see a current youngster at the club play next year in the Prem? For us. No, I'd have to put for us. Just in general. So I'll get a few answers in on that. I'll catch up on the chat and then I will talk about the youngsters. Joe, if you can give me another 10 minutes, mate. If you can stay in there for 10 more minutes. Survival needs constant. This is in to Roller Blunt. Survival needs constant squad development, change of tactics / gameplay to keep the opposition guessing and putting away your chances. To be fair though, Roller Blunt didn't say that, did he? He just said if we get right players in. He's put three Prem proven players. That's 3 Prem proven players. Ming, Meng, Move and Mayers. Or we could have Ming 59 provides all the layers. So you could go 3 Prem proven players. Ming 59 provides all the layers. You got a left back, centre back, and a top centre attacking midfielders. We will be fine with young Harry coming through. It looks exciting. So that's interesting on the youngsters. So Roller Blunt thinks Harry Gray is going to play. Ayo says O'Leary, Dennis Wise, Gus Poyet, and even Farker, who I never wanted as a manager, are better managers than Bielsa in my honest opinion. Ayo. No. Hey, you know I'm all for you. You're always getting them likes smashed in, but no. Behave, Andy. There's no chance of Man U being in a relegation battle. There's that many poor teams in this Premier League now. There's no way. We got robbed of that, didn't we, last time? 90 points and promoted. The 90 point trophy, mate. Get up, Mark. SST says, I think Farker might have to get brutal come promotion. I'm glad it's him. I wouldn't have the stones to disappoint guys who work this hard. Yeah, to be fair, man, there's something in that because he will have to sort of bomb a few, won't he? And it'll be like, say, it's a ruthless place. Blackburn and Jack Walker, Sean Murray, this is a good point. Massive injection of cash, but couldn't continue. But they went on and won it, didn't they? But that were no more. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to be rude because I don't know whether Jack Walker were from England, but it sounds like an English name. It's certainly British, or it. From St Helier, but unfortunately I don't know where that is. Capital of Jersey. Where the fuck's Jersey? I never knew this would be this hard. What is the capital of Jersey? Where's Jersey, guys? Southernmost of the Channel Island line, south of Scotland, south of England's coast. Is it classed as? Boys, geography's not my thing. Please believe me. Well, I know you believe me. No, it's off. It's one at Channels, then, is it? Oh, don't know whether that classes him as English or not, but we're not here for geography, are we, sir? I know nobody's going to give me too much shit for not knowing what day it is. 100% Leon. Need to make it happen. Have a right laugh, mate. A right laugh. I'm going to put a promotion party on. Jersey is Jersey, bro, says Leon. Yeah, that makes sense, to be fair, yeah. If you can't work out what roller blunt means, then I can't help you, Andy. Blunts aren't my thing, but you know, if you were a roller of blunts, I think you'd be able to work it out. Or just if you just understood the two words together. Roll a blunt. Real Madrid are 3-0 up, 6-2 on aggregate. Man City are pap. Yeah, Man U aren't going down, boys. Pat Dunn, take it easy. Thank you, dude. Cheers for tuning in. I'm worried I'm going to lose Joe Depp before I get through this youngster talk as well. I agree, Mark. Bradley, it'd be great for Farky Facky Fucker if he's backed and gets some sign and give him a decent chance. Leon Kirk, Rothwell, 100% Rothwell is better than Rocker, says AO. I agree with that one, AO. I can take that one. Jack Walker was a local lad to Blackburn, I believe, in Jersey. He's next to France, but it said there that he's born in, I don't know, who cares. Next to New York, says Slim Hood, I knew it. Near France, Oliver's actually telling me the truth there, Slim Hood, so you're not getting me there. Andy, you don't see the subscribe button, and you don't see polls either. Get a couple more votes wanged in there, and we'll discuss. 104 points champions, can you imagine? Harry. To be fair, it'd scare you all the way to Champions League, I think, that Slim Hood. I know he was, Andy. He's always said about Leeds being a big club. And he said, to be fair, that he gets on my tits to Simon Jordan, but he said yesterday, like, if you want to know why Leeds is a big club, go to watch a game, and then, you know, Ming providing the layers. What kind of dumb ass question is that? It's hypothetical. Did we have any in the Championship? Good Lord. I think the idea is, though, Andy, that they improved, don't they? I'll be live for the Sheff U game definitely on Monday. I might go live on Sunday. Just have a bit of shit talk, see what happens. I'm going to try, and if I can, do a live before, like, you know what I did for the Watford game, I think it was, when I did like a live pre-match thing. Because the lives do go well, boys, and I do like talking to you. It does make it better for me. Right, unbelievably, after 24 votes, it's 46% yes, 54% no. Yes, Sripper, welcome. Jersey, nearer to France, closer to home. That was a slogan years ago, understood. Roller Sheffield fan. Fucking... Jack Frost says, yeah, the pre-match hype, Leon, that's what we'll do. We'll do that on Sunday, and then I'll go live for the game. Jack Frost says, Harry Gray takes next Leeds United step forward with a huge fresh impact in White's youngsters. Boost young White's forward. Harry Gray has made a big impact. Bagging a match-winning brace on. Oh, thank you, Andy. Thank you. It's not me then. It depends what they'll be kicking off late on, though, won't they, Mark? I know. I'll be at work. I'll be DJing at that point, I would have thought. Is that 8 o'clock kickoff? Is it Friday night? Yeah, 8 o'clock kickoff, so I'll be DJing. I'm going to respond to this, and then if Joe Depp's still in the building, I'm going to answer this poll. Dennis Wise and Gus Poyet would have done well with Leeds if they had stayed, but O'Leary and Farker are better managers than Bielsa, and I will have my controversial comment of the day. I do think it's a controversial comment. I liked O'Leary, to be fair. I thought he was brilliant. I think Farker's brilliant. I liked Dennis Wise and Gus Poyet, but I don't think by any stretch of the imagination any of them are anywhere near better than... Have they scored again, Real Madrid? I don't think they're anywhere near better than Bielsa. No, it's still 3-0. They're getting eaten alive, Man City here. The reason why I ask on current youngsters, Joe Depp, I like ads on this stream, Jack. I'm going to correct my posture in a minute. I don't know what you mean, SST. What's you... No. No. Why? In the grand scheme of things, in the league that we're in, why don't more youngsters, in general, but just from, you imagine, just from Leeds, are you actually 80 today? Sripper, because that's one hell of a YouTube name. I don't know if ads are on it or not, to be fairly on. I don't know, but Nature at Beast, I don't know what SST's on it, but I like ads on this stream. I was going to say, Sripper. Oh, I've just seen it. Hey up, MVG Ming. Yeah, been at my mum's birthday, pal. Happy birthday to your mum, dude. Right, I've got you now. I'm gonna say. Why can't we find in the whole of Leeds in general, why can you not imagine just Leeds, even if you went just back to like old school, like how it used to be when players used to play from where they live? Why is it? Because there's no way any single player for us that is under, I would say, 20. I don't know how old Nonto is. He might play, but I think Nonto's just gone over that just to help me out. No, my point is, Nonto's 21, so I've got away with it. My point is, there's not a single youngster that doesn't currently play for us. I need to check my poll here. I don't know if I dropped a bollock. Will we see a current youngster at the club play next year in the Prem? I don't know whether people think I mean just young people playing. But I'm on about youngsters that have currently not played, so I don't know whether I've dropped a ball there, but it's what it is. In that poll, most people said no, 54%, it was 50-50. I need a wee. There is not a youngster at this club in the reserves, the under-21s, anywhere that plays for this club next year that hasn't already had a first-team appearance. And I would include Chambers in that. I'd include Harry Gray in that. Geldart's not coming back. Greenwood's not coming back. Joseph don't play next year. Do we think Chambers will get any game time this season? That's what I'm saying. Any more game time this season? If he don't get any this season, he's not going to get any next season. The jump up is so enormous. Arse Ripper will forever be 80 to me now. That's what got me. Arse Ripper, you're looking great for it, mate. Getting plenty of happy birthdays there. That's what I mean. And that, you know, as an 80-year-old arse ripper, you'll have seen a few generational talents in your time, but there's no way anybody in this current squad. But it does surprise me some way that I don't know whether they're only like really. Let's have a look at like youngsters properly. I don't know. I think the future's pretty bleak. I know you get like the odd one, don't you? And I suppose that like, you know, your Bellingham, Jude Bellingham, who I don't overly, you know. I mean, he's obviously mint, but you take him, wouldn't you? And Foden's mint and stuff. So we do still get plenty of youngsters, to be fair. But I'm just surprised there ain't more like Milners that are like young, excellent, but just hard working and like not just hard working, but we've just got loads to the game. Brilliant delivery on him, just like a proper pro, like a proper professional footballer, proper like Premier League footballer. Surprised there ain't more of them. Charlie Crew. It's just, you know, I thought Jack Clark were decent, and then he were decent at I can't see it, dude. Honestly, I don't want to be really rude to these lads because I don't know not about him. I'm just checking how old he was. I knew he was 20, but only 18. Turns 19 this year. Well, turns 19 in a few months. I just think unless they get into the side, I think it's how many more young lads, how many more young players are we gonna see? Are we going to see fall away before? I mean, we've had loads of it years, haven't we? Like, what's Lewis Bate doing now? I know they'll just hopefully, well, not hopefully for him, but they'll drop fruit leagues, won't they? And they just end up League One, 24 matches, 2 goals, 4 assists. Like, he's 22 now. I mean, he's still a youngster. There's just so many of them that, you know, we speak about. I mean, I remember that channel that I say I don't watch it, but you know, people used to send me clips. Connor going on about Lewis Bate, how he has to start for us and all this stuff. Like, does he still talk about Lewis Bate? Because I doubt he does. You know, in League One, which is an amazing standard, by the way. I don't think that's not a failing on his part. I'm buzzing for him, you know. Well done. It's awesome, but I mean, pick one. Who have we had? Bate doing decent at Stockport. Yeah, that's what I mean, Oliver. I'm not having a go at these boys. I'm just meaning like getting to Prem and stuff. It's like what half at time, and I don't want to be a dickhead. What's the point? I don't know. You keep them on books for ages on the odd chance that you get like a generational talent, and you know they're not going to get used anyway. I mean, Archie Gray, as much as he was mint for us at right back, you know, that is crazy money that we got for him. That is a huge risk. What's Leif Davis doing? I mean, Leif Davis, at least he's in Prem, but it's obviously not going well for them, is it? But I think we will sell best youth. But I think the only youth you sell, unless they're in your side, we're not gonna sell them to anybody, are we? That's what I mean. This might go down horrendously badly, this, and I'm gonna write it down so that I can explain myself in a quick shit vid. But was Gray played to make loads of money? Was Gray really, really, really good? And we played him every single game at right back to get loads of money out of him because he were better than Ayling at the time, and you know. I'm not saying Farker would ever play anybody just to make loads of money, but ultimately, I don't know. They know when somebody can do a job in the Championship. And what my point is, we got Gray in there and then sold him at the first opportunity. And I know everybody says that he wanted to leave, and I do believe he did want to leave. Leon Kirk, are you with me there, dude? Player to sell. 'Cause I do think there's an element to it, and I've never said it before because I don't like the idea of the topic, and I'm aware that I might get loads of shit for it because it's hard to describe what I'm trying to say, but because Farker would never play anybody on the basis to sell them. He's excellent, last Samurai. He is, yeah, but there's a long way for him to go. He's playing in a currently shite Tottenham side. He couldn't get in the side when they were injury free. I think there's a long way. Honestly a hell of a long way. I think once you've sort of broke into the Premier League in general, I think people will look at you more, but they're not going to want to sell him on for. Joseph don't get that move that Gray got though, does he? Gray's stock rose with us, and to be honest, I think Joseph's stock has dropped with us really. Oliver says arguably Joseph as well. Cruder, Bio, Gray, Chambers all need a loan, a season loan if we go up, ideally higher Championship level. That's the only way to go for them really if they get into another decent side. But again, I don't want to keep saying it. We're the decent, we're the higher Championship level side, aren't we? And they can't get in our side. So Harry has to take his chances, and that's been an issue for our academy. They take too long. Stifle and go nowhere. That's what I'm saying. If they're not just flying into the side and already the best, you know, I don't want to say Rooney and stuff because that's just like that's a wild standard. Our outgoings have aged well for us money wise. Money making, says Leon Kirk. Jay reckons it's worth persevering with youth. What do you mean? You don't persevere with shit, do you? So of course it's worth persevering with youth. By the time he's 24, he's going to be class. I know he will, Mark. I know he will. Sort photo. I don't know. I think it's absolute pot luck with there's so many players fall back wayside. Because Geldart's not coming up with us. Greenwood's not coming up with us. Joseph's not going to play a game. Charlie Cresswell were a young lad, wasn't he? He never got in. I mean, he's 22 now. We're all banging about, you know, going and getting these players in, you know, Europe, like I said earlier, like, you know, go get these players from Europe, but ultimately them players are probably better off going over to Europe, aren't they? And actually playing some adult football. This under-21s football, this under-18s football is a load of shit. It doesn't do any of them any good. It's a load of bollocks. It lets them think that they're playing at a certain standard, and then they come into big boy world and they play against players like Lewis Dunk, who I've no doubt won't play in under-21s. He's a big meathead, like, you know, he'll have never played in under-21s. He'll have been centre-back ready when he was 19, him. And I don't know that for a fact, but I just talk about Lewis Dunk all the time for some reason, so... Yes, Leon, love it, mate. I've had a few now, to be fair. Beckham, Kane and Bale all went out on loan. I know Kane did. I don't know if that's true about Beckham, to be fair. I think Beckham was very young when he got into Man United side. And we're talking levels there also. We're talking Premier League winning clubs here, aren't we? Bar Kane. And Bale was, you know... Again, I remember him being young. He got sold to Real Madrid when he was young, didn't he? So... When did Bale got sold to Real Madrid? How old was Bale when he got sold? How old was Bale? He was 25 when he joined Real Madrid, and I seem to remember him having at least one mint year. for Tottenham. So they're talking 23, 24, aren't you? So, and again, Tottenham, for all the shit that they are, you know, are a top Premier League side, not currently, but yeah, I don't think he'd be playing centre back for him though. Is my point. If they want shite, Smith got straight into our side though, didn't he? No, he didn't get pushed out anywhere. Yeah, but how old? Beckham was young, I'm sure he was. And again, I mean it when I say, like, you know, I'm not on about age 19. Beckham was sold. Well, yeah, first team experience, fair enough. But again, you know, you're talking about playing for one of the best teams that have ever existed, aren't you? With Man United at the time, 90s. So they do need to go out on loan. I'm on about any player that we've currently got or any player around us now. If they can't get in this Championship side, where they just thrive, then they're not going to be able to do it. Well, they're not going to do it in Premier League, are they, for us? And Farke's certainly not going to start taking some chances. Gray didn't start at weekend. I mean, he'll also be a bit of a fall guy, to be fair. I'm going to have to go for a slash, boys. I'm busting. We've got 53 in room, guys. 87 likes. We can get these likes boosted up, boys. It'd be much appreciated. Do as we always do. See how many of you stay with me when by the time we get back.
Yeah, allow me to fuck up all my exes. Nexus, I'm about to kick this motherfucking bitch quicker than my exes. I'm sexist. Best mixed Toyota with the Lexus. I'm restless. I need to kick this shit before it festers. My life's surrounded by 1,000 things just there to test us, just arrest us. My skin's thicker than a bulletproof vest is. I'm invested, the best I'm suggested, the rest can't contest it. Wish I could get up and kick it all the way down to Texas. I'm reckless, a mess in the mind, it's so congested. So pick your best bitch, I'm a wreck for the test it gives. I'm a chef when it comes to cooking messages. I'm the best shit straight from the chest. If it's a mess, then a test, I will rep record and put the shit to rest. Little lizards staying blessed, ragging into each and every single one. Another shit is so incest, I detest, I'm unimpressed. All I do is reinvest, all you do is back down and betch. I'm possessed, I could teach this bitch to fetch. I have never found myself not been correct. I'm a master of the game, as shit is chess. Leave nothing for a guess, I confess. I'm a sucker for this motherfucking Smith and West. Career a jest, just owning the chamber, a willing Russian roulette. Only when it comes to culture, I would never place a serious bet. I slap this bitch up just to visit the vet. I grab this lizard just to feel the effect. This shit is physics, so mechanics are tech. I got a gallon of magnets, and so these atoms are wreck. How do you flatten this set? Do you agree it's gotta be impossible to disrespect? On another level, and nobody really wanna step. Yeah, I'm butter on a beat, a butterfly in effect. I'm only high in a sense, I'm never lying, I'm cleansed. I'm only rhyming for friends, I'm only piping a piper just to frighten and upset. Never biting Mike Tyson, never sitting on a fence. I've heightened the tense, I'm never shy on a fence. I'm only writing for rent, finish line in sight, but I don't know where this shit ends. I'm politely inviting you, take your rights and just blend. I own the right to offend, if I'm a kite then I'm high and tight, till the motherfucking end.
Who have I lost? Relieved. David Seaman on Leeds United's books in 1982. How old's Perkins? It's another one. $21. Leyton Orient. 4 goals in 22 matches in League One for Leyton Orient. I mean, in fairness, I don't know where Leyton Orient are in league, but Leyton Orient. The 6th. Do you know what I mean? 6th in league. In League One, he's got 4 goals. I just honestly... Yes, Oliver, yeah, no. It's the only one, ironically, because I could just pass the... Am I muted? Oh, I'm not, am I? No, I'm not muted, am I? Don't make me check. Don't make me check, Shawnee boy. I'm not muted. I've been diddled. I'd go Joseph. Yes, Leon. Cheers, dude. Legend. I mean, we had all Man United lot, didn't we? To be fair, legendary MVG. See, they all start waning now. Try to add me, Sean, but in summary, none of them play for us next year, unfortunately. We're talking about that Wilson Isidore. I don't know how you say his name, but obviously he rolled Ampadu, didn't it, the other day for him. I don't know whether that's... Sometimes I think, it's a hot topic, isn't it, that Isidore. He's got 12 goals. I don't know how many games, probably I would imagine all games he could possibly get in for. Going to play them all, 30 matches, 12 goals, 1 assist. I know he's a hot topic right now. Everybody seems to love him, but would you want that Isidore really in Prem? This is what I don't understand about people though. So I mean, that McAtee's just come on for Man City. I know they're 3-0 down to Real Madrid, but is he gonna be playing away at Real Madrid one week and then getting beat 4-0 to Crystal Palace week after when we go up? I just don't know if he is. PSG 7, Ming, are you joking? So we'll go like, oh yeah, watch that striker play for Sunderland and he scored a goal against us. And this is genuinely like, this is a lot of people. It's not just like shit talk online. This is genuine. Well, I don't even like calling them content creators, but people go on about players like this. So Isidore, apparently you'd sign. He's got less goals than Peru Parizli this season. And we do know but moan about Peru, or the majority of people, or the loudest people moan about Peru. And then we've got Isidore, now he's scored a decent goal against us, Roald Ampadu. He's got 12 goals, been in decent form. I'm sure he's a good player. But why are we looking at championship players when we've got a championship player in Rothwell who came on and changed the game, but people saying that Rothwell's not good enough? I don't get the inconsistency. I know what it is. It's because you watch these players every single week and you see the frailties in them rather than seeing like the good in them. You see all the poor in them, and that's what a lot of people do. So they say, oh, and then a narrative comes up against Rothwell that he can't defend well enough and all this shite. Like he can't be trusted in centre midfield on his with Ampadu in there, and he just can. But now Isidore's the hot topic. Like, we're bringing Isidore in. James McAtee just isn't coming to play for Leeds United next year. I'd be startled. Ben Davis, I think, realistically legitimate. He's out of contract. I mean, we've got strength again on wings, so you won't worry too much. For me, really, I do think we need something in centre back, and I know everybody loves Pascal Strike. They're all going to need replacing at some point. I think built team round Ampadu. Hopefully Tanaka comes up with us and is a beast, and we can build team around him. You might fear that if Tanaka is the man that we all think he is, that we might lose him in the next couple of years. Which obviously we don't, but you mentioned a goalkeeper the other day, about 40. 40 might have player for Liverpool who was also on Leeds books at one stage. You on about Scott Carson? Man City have scored. It's going to be offside, is it? Is it offside? Yeah, it's offside, is it? Or is it not? I don't know. I'm not the sound. It's one hell of a free kick, that, though. Come off at bar and then there's a tap in. It's one hell of a free kick, that. What a beast of a free kick that is. Is that? Yeah, that's that Gadger, isn't it? I don't know whether that's been given or not. Did he get hat-trick, Mbappe? I only saw two at goals, I think. Goal check VAR, must be checking offside. I know, Andy, I know, it's mad, isn't it? Need keep as well. Melier Silentness will end up being our number one next year. Scott Carson, it's Man City, he's at, innit? Loving life at Man City. Jude Bellingham does my fucking head in, you know. Longest VAR check in a while, this. Just give the fucking goal, man. Yes, 78 RPM. What's good, man? The goal has been given. Check over. He'll have wanted to celebrate deep down. I know I've got to do it on Wednesday this week, man, because I'm off out for a bit of a staff do tomorrow night. So, yeah, do it on Wednesday. Prefer me Thursdays, really, but it's good to see you in there, RPM. AO says testicles to that. Rothwell is one of our best players. I think Rothwell's been a revelation this year. He's a beast. Yeah, it's been alluded to this. I think Burnley result will dictate our midfield selection on Monday. I don't think Farke will be bothered about it. I just think he'll go with what... I think he'll probably keep it as he is. Such a prick, he's at the right club. Honestly, if you're on about Bellingham and VG, he does my head in. I think he's a wanker. He's always like nattering to players and stuff. I just think he does this thing where, like, I don't know that I'm just a moody... Well, I am definitely a moody Yorkshireman, but he does this thing where, like, he pretends that he's like... I don't know, I can sort of like see through it. It's like his image and it's fine. But I feel like I feel like I know when someone's being unnatural. And I think he's really unnatural. I think he's like deliberately like he holds himself. It's like an arrogance to it. It just, I don't know. It's not for me. What, are you joking? I can't remember his second name. Christensen. I think he's shit. Absolutely shite. And he's not getting glowing. You're having me on, man. Playing for Frankfurt. He's played 19 matches. And how many games have Frankfurt played? I think he got injured, to be fair, at one point. They are third. The 22 games, so he is playing, but I think he's shit. I'd take Rothwell in Prem all day long. We aren't half-arse, Ripper. 100%. To be fair, MVG, on that, Ancelotti must be... He's a Donny, isn't he, really? You know, I don't know... I don't know... I don't really know if his teams have got like any identity, to be honest, if I'm brutally honest about Ancelotti, but like I don't really know. I know like Italians sort of just play. It's not. I mean, it's not always defensive football, is it? But they, my God, they get some wins, don't they? And nobody ever seems to fall out with him. So I'd be all right with Rothwell in middle me, Rothwell and Tanaka, or if Ampadu's back, it'll be Ampadu and Tanaka. But I think Rothwell's made a proper claim for starting. I don't think he will though. I think it'll be Gruev. I think if Ampadu's back, it'll be Ampadu and Tanaka. As in, if Struick's back, it'll be Ampadu and Tanaka. Creme brulee. My favourite League of Gentlemen clip, Andy, is the opening scene in the first series when he looks like he's reading some out on training. It's actually it knows the old woman next to him. Great to have the tactical choice of Gruev and Rothwell so we can advance our defenders needed. Get ads now. You think I have not tinkered with the algorithm. I'm certainly not, Joe. No, I don't know. I love him. I think he's well funny as well. And my favourite clip of Ancelotti is when he's drinking that cup of tea for Everton and it goes in. It lasts like dying seconds and there's just no reaction. He just goes and he just has a swig of it. Well funny. Liverpool score here. What is it? 2-2. Would that be classed as Liverpool dropping points, do you reckon? Or it's a shame Premier League's done, isn't it? Because they're just going to win it out there. I'd rather it go somewhat decent, really, but fucking hell, I didn't realise there were 8 points in front of Arsenal. Arsenal got a game in hand, granted. And then it's all the way to 47 from 61. It's a local channel for local folk. It is half. I'm going to have one more beer with you, boys. Then I'm off to the shop. For a walk to the shop. I'm putting some videos out soon as well, guys, on my JackCity channel. So if you can subscribe to that, it'd be much appreciated, genuinely. But don't be jumping out the feed right here, right now. One thing I did see. A few blogs and whatnot have come up with are any current championship sides actually good? And I honestly think that is disrespectful. I think it's an extremely hard league to get out of, but this is resonating. It's going around everywhere. Is any championship sides good this year? And it's all on the basis that yes, Leon. It's all on the basis that last season there were points galore, weren't there? I don't know. There were. I'll see if I can turn them off. I didn't know they were on. I've got it on monetization or whatever, but I'm not putting the adverts on, boys. I'm not in control of the adverts. See, Joe Depp's not had one ad, you see, so. Whoa, what am I getting from the shop? Might get me some. I fancy some like chicken noodles or something. I might have a bit of a. shop round corner from me is just the Tesco Express, so it's not. See, we're dividing opinion. Do we get ads? Do we not get ads? Yeah, are any Championship sides good? It's an extremely hard league to get out of. Yeah, that was an ad, to be fair, Mark. A lot of players get stuck down in this league, which is also what I would say, which is what we were saying about the youngsters. I think the standard is really high for second tier football, because I don't think there's anywhere else in the world, and I don't know, to be fair, because I can't be asked watching even like majority at, I don't even watch La Liga because nobody does, do they? But you watch odd game, but you can't. Anybody that says they're watching every game of that, see the bullshit and all. That's the job to do that. It don't save you, Andy. It don't. I haven't done the ads. I don't get any money for them. I get about 5p per live. So yeah, you can't skip that, Adam. Apologies. You have to watch delayed, like behind. Leeds Juniors, chippy chips with pot noodle on top. Leeds Juniors, chippy chips will be shut now though, won't they? But I do have some like sliced potatoes in that, like previously sliced with some seasoning on. But they are from the fridge, so like not that I think it matters. But basically, I go into Tesco down round corner and I just buy everything that's reduced and I just eat whatever that is. I'm not, because I'm not a picky man. I'll eat. Sometimes I don't even look. If I'm in a rush to get to work on a Friday, I just dunk my hand into that reduced thing. There's like a section of reduced. I just pick like 3 or 4 things up. I honestly don't even look at the flavours. Just get home and then I look at back of it. It says 25 minutes to cook in oven. Slap it in. Get up. Straight down belly. I had some sort of a curry or something, a Thai green curry, which I'm partial to a Thai green curry anyway, but I didn't even know it was that. I had to look after I'd eaten it, which is ridiculous. Sometimes I worry about my tongue a bit, actually. I honestly didn't know it was doing the ads, boys. Why didn't anybody tell me earlier? Jack, if you're going to do ads, please give us 2 quick back-to-back ads and not 1 3-minute ad. It's doing 3-minute ads, boys. It seems a ludicrous question to ask, really, Andy, when you won't even subscribe. So I've got no ambition of going full time. No, I mean I obviously would do, if but I can't. I've been on 4 and odd thousand subscribers for a long time, so we might have peaked, boys. I don't know if we've peaked at I don't know if the channel's peaked. Maybe it's all ads. Maybe you've had enough of all ads. We're a decent Championship side. We're going to go up, and that will be the test of the metal, as we well know. But Jamie Tobin in the building. Nobody does it how he does it. We know this by now, don't we, with Jamie Tobin? It becomes expected. Honestly, man, if I ever see any of you boys that are handing these memberships out like Santa Claus, you have to I'll recognise Ming, so it'll be all right with Ming. I've seen Ming before. But if you boys are ever out, you have to holler at your boy. Because I will buy you a pint, or if you don't drink, a bottle of Coke. If you don't like Coke, I'll buy you a bottle of water, and if you don't want a bottle of water, I'll just say hello to you back. Do you watch alongs, Jack Frost? I do away games, mate, but I go to home games, so I don't want to stop going to home games while I can. So I definitely don't want to stop doing that. I think it's a fair question. I mean, if Sheffield United and Burnley promote, who would put anything on them not being relegated? I hope we are nearer to Prem level than them and can add enough to stay up. 78 RPM, I'm all in on that. However, to suggest that they're not decent Championship sides, I think is unfair. I think what happens is that the step up to the Prem is so enormous that we're all getting like labelled with like, oh, well, you just like good Championship sides. Like, well, we know we're excellent Championship sides. I know you're not saying this, but we're miles ahead of the rest, just like they are in the Premier League at the top. So we're on 72 points. If you dropped down to 7th, they're on 47 points. Let's have a look at Premier League. I'm going to need a calculator for this because I can't be arsed working it out in my head. So 72 minus to 7th is 47, minus 47. That is a 25-point difference. So at the top of the Premier League is 61. 61. Newcastle are in 7th, who are having a brilliant season. Minus 41 is 20 points. So there's a 5-point difference between us and 7th and Liverpool and 7th. Southampton have got 9 points this year. Leicester have got 17 points this year. Ipswich have got 17 points this year. The drop off is extremely apparent. We'll find out for a Premier League side when we get there, won't we? Truth be told. Liam, you've been gifted a membership by Jamie Tobin, the man, the myth, the legend. James Scanlon, you've been gifted a membership by Jamie Tobin. Robert Burton, you've been gifted a membership by Jamie Tobin. Dave Dids, you've been gifted a membership by Jamie Tobin. Michael Watson, you've been gifted a membership by Jamie Tobin. My dude, Jamie Tobin, you're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you ever so much. Cheesy chips. Absolutely. Be levelling up, Andy. Well, I'll have to... I mean, I've never spoke to Joe Blackburn outside of a live, but I'll see if I can get the ads turned off, boys. I'm not here for the fucking ads, believe me. We're a very good Championship side, so glad we didn't go up last year. I think we are better for it. I actually do. If we go up to Prem, I've just realised you're on about me, aren't you? Yeah, I won't be full time. I'd like to get it to a stage where I could be more full time in my music, really, but I have to have things that subsidise it. Don't do this to me, Ming. You're a legend, Jamie. Yes, White Snake. What's good? Glass of wine. I thought you stopped drinking, White Snake. White Snake in the house. 6-pack. We have a better overall side, says Dr. Kurus, than last time we went up. And look where we finished. Hopefully we get a few better players in this time too. I think I think we can do it. I don't think I could afford a pint of whiskey, to be fair, man. Nor could I handle the smell of it, so... White Snake pretending that he watches my videos again. Here we go again. Yes, Jamie. The shandies are on me, brother. You're a legend. You do right, White Snake. You do right, lad. .78 RPM saviour. I think Southampton will do a Luton, but Leicester and Ipswich, who'd bet on them not dominating the champ next season. Likely with Sunderland pushing them whilst we qualify for Europa League. Get in all of that last bit. 78 RPM. To be honest, very difficult to say, to be fair, but and this is maybe a little bit patronising to Ipswich, but I think it's more likely that Ipswich do a Luton. I think that's quite rare, though, isn't it, that any of them do a Luton? I mean, Luton have been so bad. I don't know how they got on tonight, but they're rock bottom, aren't they? They're playing Plymouth, who were, 1-1 draw with Plymouth. But they can still fucking get out of it. The table is so mental at bottom of that league. Bottom of this league. How many go down? 3. And they are rock bottom, but they're 2 points off lifting out. Hull are right in there. Hull are bang in there. Got a game in hand, but bad, in it, down at bottom there. Yeah, 100% Sean with that, to be fair. We're better set to go again, aren't we? And actually build on it, rather than it being a bit of a gamble in terms of, we're actually rocking around the Christmas tree around Christmas time thinking, fucking hell, we might be going down here. And then players are starting to think, well... Because I actually think players throw towel in a little bit quicker when... I don't think it helped, There's obviously some talk when we had Bielsa that a few players threw towel in, and it did my head in that, because I just thought, you boys were literally destined for championship your whole life, and then you've thrown Bielsa under the bus a little bit. But I think when players come in on big wages and there's a big disparity, a big difference in where everybody's at the club, I don't want to go on about Rodrigo all the time, but Rodrigo comes into the club as a bit of a big timer. I know everybody says he put it all in and all passionate and whatever, but really, is there a bit of a stink being kicked out as well? And is he thinking, I don't know, and then suddenly, the Aylins and the Coopers of the world and stuff that are just, it's as good as it's going to get for him. Are they thinking, are they going along with a new best mate who's Spanish international? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But we're not in that position this year. So I'm with you, Sean, here. So we're not in that position. Europa League. I'd take Europa League all day long, though, wouldn't you, to be fair? I mean, if we got in Europa League, I won't give a shit if... honestly, I'm not doing this. When West Ham won the whatever that Conference League is or whatever, everybody was sort of dissing it to some extent. I would take the Conference League all day long, whatever it's called. I don't care what it is. Who cares? Be absolutely mega in there. Getting to the final of that, fucking having it, beating some shits in middle of nowhere. That's where I'm living. Playing a team that you don't know, you can't pronounce a single player. Be all in. Is that who's off down, Leon? Love it. 78 RPM says, nah, I think Ipswich recruited really well for their championship return. That's why I know we're all going to drop some points, Dr. Carus. Because you never know when the game's up, when it's 60, 70 minutes in and it turns to shit. And you think we're having one of them games here and it's Luton. It's like, oh boy. We're soiled and we're going up. I love it. I think as soon as you start talking about ads, they obviously pop up. I have not done this. I will look into it to the best of my ability. There must be like a thing that puts them on. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's because I do these marathons, boys. That would go on forever. Jack, where was your head when Leeds went down to League One? Where was my head? Is that a diss to me in... Because I've got a long neck like a giraffe, so all my mates used to sing it when I scored. When I scored buckets of goals at school, mate, they'd all go, where's your head at? The 49ers, this is from White Snake Bites, who pretends to watch my channel. The 49ers know what is required and will do their due diligence. Whether that is good or bad, we can only wait and see. They know what they're doing, don't they, big lad, and they will get it right. Of that, I've full confidence. We are soiled and we are going up. Just heard Rothwell's agent was at Old Trafford today. He must have another player on his hands, chickers. You doing any concerts this summer, Jack? Currently, there's a couple of little bits and bats being bandied about, Jamie, but it depends on like travel and that. I'm not in any rush to do I can't, unless it's worth me taking weekend off. But I am going to put a gig on in Leeds in the next couple of months, I think, the next few months, which I'm hoping we can all get down to and have a bit of a party. And if you're a subscriber to the channel, well, it'll be a free event, basically. It's the point, but, be fun. What time is it in New Zealand? Those ads selling out decent? I have no idea. I hope not. I hope they're the most frustrating fucking ads you've ever seen. Exactly, dude. Exactly 78. I'll take all. It's news to me. Honestly, this is news to me. Wow, make sure you bring that. It's Andy does ads. Andy do ads. Andy's got them nads. You better be bringing that, Mankini. Especially in summer days. Oh no, I'd rather it in winter games. You have to bring that Mankini to one at winter games. I mean, really separate the wheat from the chaff, that won't it? Quite literally in every single sense. Just let you boys read that one. Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Yes, Jordan. Abso-bloody-lutely, mate. Be a right do. 100% Leon. The higher we go, the more money they make, so that's why they won't be getting ripped off. While I'm not watching and not commenting, your review, young man, will be next week. Well, I don't believe you. No, I don't believe you. Yes, Leon. It's happening, brother. Gig Quim. Can't beat it. We'll have to get some groupies down. What we'll have to do for that, to be fair, what we'll do is we'll create a budget. So if we all chip in, say, like a £5, you can go and rent a crowd and we'll just pick some, like, fine women to come down. Just be like, you just drag a few in. But I won't, obviously, that'll just be between us guys. So we'll know, but the rest won't know. It'll be... it'll be quintastic. Jack, this is going to be a good one. I always know when you start, Andy, when you start with my name, it's like, Jack, I know I'm getting it. You crucified me when I mentioned Scum going down in a dogfight, and then when anyone else mentioned it, you gave them a pardon. What are you on about, Andy? What are you talking about? I've said all the way through, there's no way Man United are going down. I'd be so up for it if Man United went down, but gave them a pardon. The night Joe from Mingy there. Love it, Jamie. Be a right do, to be fair. I don't know if to make like a do like a promotion party or just put a random gig on, really. But I don't want everybody to think that I'm just like trying to get them to come down to a gig. But what I also thought about, like, what would you boys reckon in on this? Like, if we got like I mean, I couldn't afford to get... I don't know if anybody knows what Pigeon Detectives are, but get like some like Leeds band that I could maybe afford to sell tickets to, and then sell them out. I mean, sell out in general. I don't know. I'd be up for... I want to start putting more events back on. I used to run little festivals and stuff. I want to get back into that, really. Get out of this shit that I'm doing at the minute. But I'd like to put on a gig where what I'm trying to say is so it still won't be charged to the subscribers or particularly the members. But that I'd be able to open it up and maybe get like a 400 person venue type of thing and sell tickets just to put an event on and then get you boys on. Get you boys in. I mean, Pigeon Detectives are expensive, to be fair, even though they've not been big for a long time, but I don't know. Oh, 100% MVG, yeah. Rentacrowd.com, dude, it's crazy. People do it for all sorts. Oh, I'm not showing you my screen, am I? Hang on. Rent a crowd. Hire a crowd for anything. You can like pick what you want. Rent a crowd for a PR stunt. Oh, can you still hear me? Yeah. Rent a crowd, private, so party. Rent a crowd for your business. Rent a crowd. We have crowds for hire throughout England, Wales and Scotland. We have over 6,000 people of all ages, gender, races, shapes and sizes. We'll use staff local to your events, so there'll be no travel costs and all our staff are fully insured. You can hire crowds for a new product launch, business people to delegate, a band or perform, a new shop opening, new restaurant, movie or PR stunts. It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy, but you can fucking buy alt online, can't you? Literally alt, but I mean, obviously, you know, it wouldn't be worth renting a crowd because it'd cost a fortune. I would imagine they're all on at least minimum wage. They're not going to turn up for no. And if you've got 6,000 people down and rent a crowd, it'd for 4 or 5 hours, it'd cost you some bucks, wouldn't it? But well, just like it says there, 78 RPM. To be fair. All ages, genders, races, shapes and sizes. So you'll be able to, yeah, we can definitely orchestrate a nice old little lady for you. We'll get the young ones for you though, 78. Unless you like your grannies. I know MVG, that's what I mean, but they're quite a big local band. there's not many local bands now, you know, and before anybody says like Kaiser Chiefs, obviously can't afford them. Pigeon Detectives I thought were from Leeds, to be fair, but I might be wrong, to be fair. I don't know why they popped into my head. Well, I do actually, if I'm honest, because I tried to book them for the festival, but they wanted far too much money. Oh, they're from Rothwell. I knew they were from Leeds. Yeah, they're from Rothwell. They're from fucking where I live. The guy, I nearly got managed by the guy that managed them, but it all went tits up and a bit of a bullshit, to be fair, the guy in the end, but... No ads on that. As soon as I clicked on that Rent a Crowd, there were no ads. We can sort that out, Leon. We can sort that out. Get a granny night going on. Done a silent gig. I've always said something, but fucking crowd have been silent. Rent a Quim. Like your vibe, keep us in the loop. I certainly will do that. You ever set up for a gig and there's been a power cut? When I'm DJing, there's been a power cut. To be fair, not been a knobhead, but I think I've been through every single scenario you could imagine as a DJing, but not while I've been performing. No. Man City use Rent a Crowd. Well, be another case of you pretending that you come and watch me White Snakes. You're not that far away. People have travelled further. Arctic Monkeys will definitely want some big bucks though, man. Fucking hell, I bet they're on. I dread to think what they're on per gig. Somebody who collects 78s is generally of an age where grannies are appropriate. Nothing younger. Behave yourself. 100% Eric, yeah, we had this a little bit earlier. Not that that's a problem that you're asking, but yeah, 100% I would. I think you get him for decent money. He's proper professional. I don't think he'd be a starter, but I think he'd be minting around squad, as a squad player coming off at bench. If he could produce once what he did twice in the Championship next year in the Prem, it'd be worth the 8 million or whatever. I don't give a fuck if it's last minute job like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't even know there was one. I presumed that'd just be a playlist, because if it's not, he's got the easiest job in the world. It's the same tracks, just on repeat. Oh, what do you mean? Sick Boy album. Had that Sick Boy album. Wales Sick Boy. I don't know what Sick Boy is. I don't think. Oh, Ren. I didn't know he was Welsh. Yeah, I know who Ren is. Yeah, he's good. He's Ren. To be fair, he's all right. He's massive though. He's done really well. I didn't know he was Welsh though. Crazy. Do you know what, chickers? If I could only get him, if I could only harness him for just a month, I reckon there'd be no end to the heights we could hit. I haven't, no, but I've seen a clip of it with Louis Walsh. Makes me laugh. I actually know. Well, no, I better not. Actually, I better not expose myself with that. But I don't know anybody from Boyzone, but I know one of the sisters really well. Emergency is one of my favourite songs. Mad Jack and the Hatters. If you're having me on here. No, you're not having me on. I thought you were on about me, because I know there's something in the Hatters, but... A silent disco, innit, that, Andy? As opposed to a silent gig. It's a good effort, though, but it is a silent disco. The Who did it with a fake crowd in their live at Leeds album. Sean Rooney, this has got to be the comment of the night. I'm a Rooney that likes grannies because I'm old. Sorry, Wayne. That has to be the elite comment of the night. I don't think anybody can argue with that. That's tremendous. How many players do you reckon are ready for the Prem? Off for lunch. I'm off to shop. Eric, to try and answer your question as quick as I can, man. I think we're going to have a lot more of this first team in the Prem than anybody's sort of wanting or expecting, but I think there'll be a lot of them playing next year. I think there'll be, to answer without going through the full squad, 8. Chica says, once saw Jack live and the woman were getting so excited that St John's ambulance were dishing out plasters for damage. Something else just popped. True story, I've seen JC live. 4 different girlfriends. I blame him for losing my chicks. Nothing down to the way I stare at their ham clams. And the thing is, I mean, I'm not sure about the rest of it, but I know for a fact that, you know, Chickers has come to see me live on several occasions. Chickers is a proper good man. I know Mel B's niece. Taught her how to DJ. But that's not who I'm on about, if that's what we're on about. Because I don't think Mel B's related to anybody in Boyzone, is she? Unless I'm wrong. Is that true, Cragger? Be mental if that is the case. San Francisco 49ers in Rangers takeover. Advanced stage. That's wild. That's getting wrote down. Thank you, Cragger, for the info. I'll get that. That's off in shipvid tomorrow. Cragger. First, heard it here first. '49ers in for Rangers. Love it, mate. Hang on a minute. Mel B. Maybe not Mel B though that I'm on about. Shit. I might be on about Mel C. I've got them mixed up. Oh no, I'm on about Mel B, yeah. It's fine. DJ Q, my kid's uncle. You joking? Is that DJ Q that I'm on about? You know, beast mode. Bee's knees. But it's got to be one or... Well, it doesn't have to be one or other, to be fair, Andy, but that is... You're jumping in and out there. Could do a live album with fake live loop crowds going wild in the background, backing tracks. It's cheaper than renting a crowd. It's just I'll be exposed by you lot, won't I, when there's like 4 people and you'd all just turn around and go, he's bullshitting you. Right, guys, I'm going to do one because I need a piss and I'm off to the shop. I'm starving. We didn't quite get to the 4.5 hour mark, but it's not Thursday night, so we'll rekindle. I'll do a quick ship vid tomorrow. discussing everything that I planned on discussing tonight before I was distracted. But yeah, take it easy, everybody else. You're all the West Coast Warlords, and I shall I'll let you all read that on my exit. Cheers, Mark. Cheers, Jamie. Cheers, 78 RPM, MVG, Chickers, Leon. Ayo, thank you, dude. Mingy. Sean Rooney, Eric Bevan, Andy Rowe, White Snakes, I know it's gone, but Dr. Curious, Clem Fandango, all here, all legends. Take it easy, dude. Thank you, boys. Take it easy. I shall see you tomorrow. Well, it might not be live tomorrow, though, boys. It'll be a quick shit vid tomorrow. As I say every time, if you would do us a massive favour and just subscribe to that channel. If you type that in, I'll pop up. Subscribe to my channel, and then it massively help a brother out. That is my way out of here through that channel. That is my way out of here. I'm convinced of it. So take it easy, everybody. I will see you all in a bit.